Oh, dear flat earthers. So let's go through the scientific basics here of why your ideas are a failure. First of all, one of my favorite is the stars in the sky. Why is it when you insist upon a flat earth with your northern hemisphere bias, you can explain the North Star and the northern stars circling it as if they're above a dome and they're circling that dome. But you can't explain the southern hemisphere stars. In the southern hemisphere, certain parts of the southern hemisphere, there are stars that you will never see in the northern hemisphere and vice versa. So, standing in the south, your flat earth model cannot exist. And the only way that those southern hemisphere stars can be seen in the way that they are seen is on a globe. So, Alpha Centauri, for instance, it can't be seen near the North Pole, right? But you guys want to try to find a way to finagle this and explain how maybe, oh yeah, if you're on some part of the northern hemisphere, you can see Alpha Centauri. You can see it near the equator, or you can see it near the tropic of whatever. That doesn't matter. Even if that's true, I don't even know if it's true or not. But what I do know is that you can't see Alpha Centauri from the North Pole, and you can't see the North Star Polaris from near the Antarctica. You can't see it from South Africa. You can't see it from the southern part of South America. Okay? So, that's a basic one for you right there. What's another one? Why is it that you guys claim the perspective explains why you can't see things from far away? Because they get smaller and somehow they go over, uh, I guess, an imaginary curve of some kind. But your fabled stars, which are, according to flat earthers, very small points of light or some small objects in a firmament, those objects, when they get near the horizon, they don't disappear due to perspective. And here's how you know, because if it were due to perspective, then as those little stars went towards the horizon, their their measurements would be either elongated or compressed as they hit the horizon. Because if objects that go towards the horizon are seeming to go under the horizon due to perspective, then as the stars turn around at night, you should see some kind of effect, but you don't. And on top of that, when I go up a tall building and I want to look at some object that has already gone under the horizon from sea level or from 6 feet above sea level, when I want to look at that same object, I can go up a tall building on an elevator, look down, and still see that object, which will again, as it goes further out, go further down under the curve of the earth, which can't be explained as a perspective trick. Okay? Keeping in mind that, again, the objects that are even further away, like the stars, right? Those objects are not affected. Now, here's one of my favorite ones of all time is when you have a, let's say you have an object that's far away and you're saying that, okay, it may go under due to this perspective effect, right? Well, as I'm looking to things that are much further away in the sky, like an airplane or the sun and the moon or whatever it is, I can see those things. They're much further away than a measly 4 miles, okay, or 5 miles or 6 miles. Okay, so when you talk about how, oh, the perspective, it makes the objects, they're so far away you can't see them, and then you can use your camera to zoom in on them, right? And you're still seeing them go under the curve as you've zoomed in, and you're still trying to make this claim that, oh, they're too far away, they're too far away. Well, wait a minute. What about the other objects that are further away in the sky? What about me looking at an airplane not under the horizon, obviously, and not directly above me, but let's say close to the horizon? I mean, a very, very far distance, much further than the objects that are going under the horizon due to what you say is a perspective effect. Okay, I can see an airplane near the horizon, much further away, and that perspective effect is not present. So, we're going to stop here, and I'm going to give you flat earthers a chance to respond.